What's up guys, welcome to Freedive Passion. Today I'm going to give some tips about psychological training and freediving. Now the actual physical skills required to freedive are quite simple. Given the right guidance you can learn them in a relatively short amount of time. After that, your limiting factor is very likely going to be a psychological one. And this for me is the most interesting part of freediving. But it requires a high level of awareness, a high level of focus, and honesty with yourself. There's a bunch of different tools for mental training and freediving, and which one you're going to use is really going to depend on what your specific aims and targets are. The term psychological training conjures up images that it has to be like super complicated, or you need a psychiatrist to help you get through this specific block that you've got in your freediving. But in reality, it's very simple. As long as you have the level of awareness and the level of focus which you need. If you have to develop this, then pranayama is the best way to do that. One type of mental preparation which I use when I'm exploring new depths is what I call justification. To use this, firstly, you need to break down the different aspects of the proposed dive. And I'm going to use myself as an example. My next PB is going to be 80 meters constant weight. The things which are going to affect my dive are equalization, the chance of me squeezing, the dive time, the chance of me becoming hypoxic, and the urge to breathe. With equalization, I still have air left at 75, so for sure I can get to 80. With the chances of me squeezing, I've already been to 105 meters in variable and 120 meters in no limits without any squeeze, so the chances of me squeezing on an 80 meter constant weight dive are quite slim. With dive time, my 75 meter dive took 2 minutes, so to do 80 meters is not going to take more than 2:08. Now I've already done dives around 3 minutes, so for sure I can handle a dive that's 2:08. With hypoxia you can never be fully sure in a new dive, but if I did 75 completely clean and fresh, then the worst thing that's going to happen on the 80 is like a mild LMC on the surface. When it comes to the urge to breathe, my 75 meter dive felt great. So even if that extra 8 seconds is the toughest 8 seconds of my whole life, it's only 8 seconds and I can handle it. As you can see, the idea is to become as certain as possible of as many variables as you can. With me, the only real question mark is hypoxia, but you can never truly be sure of hypoxia on a PB. This is why we dive with safeties. If you can't enter a dive 95% certain that you can do the dive, then just don't do the dive. Take a step back and do some training to build up your confidence to become a better freediver until you have the confidence now to go for that extra step. If I can't justify that I'm capable of doing the dive and that I'm ready of doing the dive, then I'm going to commit to that dive 100% days prior to actually doing the dive. And once I've made that commitment, I'm not going to think about whether I can or can't do it again. Constantly considering the dive is exhausting and it can psych you out. If you can do the dive, then thinking about it all the time is not going to help you in any way. This is where awareness and focus comes into play. It's the tendency for the mind to start to think about the dive, to start to linger on the dive. You need to be aware enough to catch it and focused enough to put it out of your mind. And for me, I'm going to keep the dive out of my mind permanently. I'm not going to think about it at all, even when I'm getting in the water, even when I'm setting the line to the depth, even when I'm doing my breathe up. I'm not considering if I can or can't do the dive. When I'm breathing up, I'm just breathing up 100% in that moment, 100% focused on my breath. When I do the dive, everything's happening on its own. I've automated all of my skills. I know I can do the dive. I don't need to think about each individual aspect of it. Everything is happening on autopilot. So kids, if you know you can do it, just do it. Alright, that's it for today guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, like, share, subscribe, help my channel to grow. And until next time guys, take it easy and dive safe.